Well, you know, dogs are amazing friends. And about 10 years ago, we moved from Stamford, Connecticut to Louisville, Kentucky. My children were 4 and 6, and we promised them when we moved that we would get a dog.
And we had him for about 5 months, and he was diagnosed with cancer.
So one day when they were at school, I went to the pound and I walked up and down, and there were puppies and there were really loud basset beagle-y things and all these sort of, it was kind of crazy and sad because you know it was the pound, and if the dogs don't get adopted, they get put down, you know.
Cutest puppy I've ever seen. He's so sweet, and he was like amazing.
And I got all the way to the end, and there was this dog, and she was sitting ramrod straight, just like this, just looking at me. And I just went, you're coming home. And
he was just incredible, like happy, and he would never ever hurt anybody, like bite anybody or bark if you didn't want him to bark.
They had named her at the pound, they had named her Zippy, because she ran like this. She was a crazy dog, and she did run like this.
I was the one that figured out that something was wrong because I took him out for a walk one day, and he went to the bathroom like 5 times in a row, and I was like, there's something wrong.
So, put her in the van, take her home, open the garage, and the garage, we had just moved, the garage was all full of stuff. And the dog walked up to the garage, looked around, really looked around the garage, and found in some corner a tennis ball. And she climbed over all the crap in the garage, got the tennis ball, brought it and dropped it at my feet.
And this dog meant so much to me.
So for the next 10 years, we played throw catch with that dog for 10 years. It was amazing. And my kids, of course, loved her, so she was wonderful.
So we took him to the vet, and he told us that he had lymphoma, and he lived for another month.
I decided that dog needs a companion. So I go to another shelter about 5 years later, and I adopt this adorable little beagle. And they're great friends, and that's good. And got the beagle about a month. And I'm driving down the road one day to visit a friend, and there's a dog, a beagle, on the street, on the road. And when I get to my friend's house, I said, you know, there's a dog up the road. And she said, I know, the dog's been walking around the neighborhood. We don't know where it came from.
He was a little over a year old.
It's cold. It's like January or something. So I feel sorry for this dog. So I pull the van up, and the dog gets in the van. And I bring her home. And I'm not going to keep her. I swear I'm not going to keep her.
To remind me of him, I have one of his toys. I keep it in my room, and I have a framed picture of him.
But she walks in the house and she sees the other beagle, and it's as if they had known each other all their little lives. And we had to keep her.
His name was Mickey.
We got her checked for a microchip. And it turned out she had one. So her name was Lexi. And as soon as we said her name, she all perked up. And we called the person who was on the chip, and we said, well, we found your dog. And he said, she's not my dog. So I said, that's fine, because she's my dog. So we ended up with 3 great dogs.
We found a dog named Angel, and my mom is like one of those people that's like, oh, this is a sign of something. So she's like, oh, it must be our angel dog sending us a new dog.
And the older dog, the one that played the tennis ball, she passed away, so I have her ashes. So that's kind of sad, but it's still nice, you know.
Yeah. Remembering him, it's kind of happy because now I definitely appreciate everything more. Like,
I don't think a house is really a home without a dog. So I think that the 3 of the dogs really helped us to be a family and have a lot of good times together.